everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I feel like it's been a long time no see. I feel like I haven't uploaded in a couple of weeks, which I will apologise for. I've just been quite busy, to be honest, and it kind of ties in with making this video. I've just finished uni for the summer, so I now have all the time to be able to film, and I have a lot of videos planned that I want to make over the summer, so they will be coming, don't you worry. It's just obviously I needed to kind of focus on finishing uni, and then I can focus on doing YouTube. It will be my 5th anniversary very soon on YouTube, 19th of June, which is crazy. I really can't believe that. But I'm trying to plan of what to do for that video. I still don't really know, but if you have any ideas then let me know. But yeah, 5 years on YouTube, crazy. Anyway, I wanted to make this video because about a year ago, I think it was probably literally a year ago, I made a video. I think I just titled it "Why I Changed Uni Courses," and first of all, can't believe that video was a year ago, and I thought I'd kind of do a follow-up to that video and just basically have a chat, because I feel like I have a lot more to say now about changing uni courses, because obviously at the time I had made that change on paper, but I hadn't actually made that change of like going into a different course, if you know what I mean. I hadn't actually changed courses yet. I was still on my old course, if that makes sense. So I thought I'd kind of do like a follow-up video, because if I was in this position again, which obviously I won't be, touch wood, I would like to watch something like this, if you know what I mean. So if this helps anyone out there that possibly maybe in my position, that you've gone to uni, you don't like your course, I would advise going to watch that video first. I'll leave the link in the description box below, and then I'd advise coming back to this video, because I feel like I've gained more knowledge in that year, so I can tell you my experience so far. But yes, I would definitely advise going to watch that video first, because it just kind of explains why I changed courses, and I'm not really going to go into that too much in this video. It's mainly kind of going to be, like, as I said, a follow-up and just a video in general of taking risks in life, because I definitely took a risk in my life, and luckily that risk was worth taking, but it isn't all the time. So I just thought I would, yeah, just basically make a video. It's just going to be a chatty video. I haven't really planned it, if I'm being honest. I'm just going to sit here and chat, and these are kind of my favourite videos to make, to be honest, because I can literally just sit and chat to you and yeah, just have a little chit chat. So right, let's get started. Yeah, so I made the change courses. I think I made the choice, I'd say around like January, February time of last year, 2018. But obviously I didn't actually like sign the papers until probably about May time of last year, and I finished my course, my old course, last May. I think it was May time as well last year. I was doing media production. I did it for 2 years and I wasn't enjoying it. If I'm being really honest, I do look back and I think I kind of wish I'd decided to change courses after 1 year and not have done 2 years of media production, if that makes sense. So I did 2 years of media production. Obviously I would have only had 1 year left, so technically I'm meant to be graduating at the moment, but obviously not. So yeah, I did 2 years of that, and then I went into second year of journalism, so I'd only be doing 2 more years instead of like restarting the whole course, if that makes sense. I was able to just transfer back into second year, so overall I'll be doing 4 years in uni instead of 3, if that makes sense. So obviously I've just kind of completed my 3rd year technically, but second year journalism. I feel like that was really confusing, but it's not. I've basically just transferred back into second year. I always find it really hard when people go, oh, if they've never met before, and they're like, what are you doing in uni? I'm like, journalism. And they're like, oh, what year are you in? I'm like, second year, but technically this is my 3rd year of uni, so it's like, yeah. So yeah, that's basically what happened. As I said, you know, there are parts of me that wishes I had changed my mind just after the first year of doing media production. In my head, I knew I didn't enjoy it. I knew I didn't like it, and I knew it wasn't for me. I knew it wasn't the industry I wanted to go into. I knew it wasn't the job that I wanted in the future. But I think I was just really scared, if I'm being honest. I was very, very scared of making that change. And I was scared that it might not be the right choice, if you know what I mean. Like, journalism has always been a love of mine. I've always loved writing, and obviously my dad's a sports journalist, so I've seen journalism firsthand, if you know what I mean. But you know, I could never be 100% sure that I would love that course, so taking that risk for me was actually quite a big deal. Like, I was very, very nervous about making that change. I felt very good about that decision though. Like, don't get me wrong, as soon as I made the decision that I was changing courses, I felt so much better. I talk more about that in the video that I made last year about like how I felt and making that actual change. But yeah, I was in a very, very, very bad place. I would say between January and the start of the summer last year. I was just quite low, and I didn't necessarily show that, like, kind of like kept it in, but I knew myself I was not right. I wasn't that happy. As soon as I made the decision to change courses, I was so much happier, because I just was not. I was so unhappy in the course that I was in, and I'm not trying to throw shade. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just purely telling you how I personally felt. And unfortunately, you know, obviously I didn't like feeling like this, but this is how I felt. So I'm just telling you how I felt. And as I said, I don't want any bitchiness. I don't want to throw any shade, but unfortunately, this just is how it is, and I want to tell it as it is. You know, I'm a very honest person, and this is what happened. So yeah, I was very unhappy on my old course in media production. I just didn't like the course, and some of the people weren't that nice to me, and I've talked about this before in my toxic friendships video, so I'm not going into it now. But there were a couple of people who made me not feel welcome on that course, and if I'm being completely honest, I didn't mention this in the video I made last year, but there were a couple of people who kind of, I suppose, not made me, didn't make me change courses, but it kind of like made my decision a little bit easier to change courses, because of how not nice they've been to me, to be honest. And in a way, even though they weren't being nice to me, they kind of did me a favour in the end, because obviously it worked out for the best. But at the time, obviously, it wasn't very nice. And yeah, I suppose they did, I don't even know how to kind of really say this, to be honest. I've been trying my best so much to not be bitchy, but they just weren't nice people to me. That's all I'll say. They weren't nice people to me. They said quite a few nasty things about me and about me being on that course, if that makes sense, which overall I suppose did make my decision to change courses easier, because I didn't want to be around that anymore. I didn't want to be around that at all, and that's something that was making me very unhappy. And luckily, obviously, I'm not friends with them anymore. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But I feel like I had to mention this because it was a part of me leaving that course. A part of me leaving that course was because of those people, and I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. So I felt like I had to say that because I know I didn't say it in the previous video. I think I felt a bit scared to say it in that video because I didn't know whether they'd be watching everything, and I highly doubt they watch my videos now, so I feel like I can be more honest. And yeah, that was a part of why I left. It wasn't nice, but luckily I was able to kind of get out of that situation, and you know, not everything was bad about it. There were certain times which were okay, but overall I didn't enjoy it being there. So anyway, I made the decision obviously to move, and it was a very hard decision for me because, you know, anything could have happened. I could have changed courses and then hated it, and that would have been obviously the worst thing. But I kind of had that really gut feeling that it was going to be good. I don't know what it was. I just felt like people would say to me, but what if you don't like journalism? What if you don't like the course? What if you don't like the people? And I was like, I just have this feeling deep down that it's going to be fine, and I will. It was really weird. It was like just a gut instinct that I had that I kind of just knew it was going to be okay. So then obviously I started my journalism course at the end of September last year, and was literally the best decision, and I'm really not lying when I say that. From the bottom of my heart, I can't even tell you how much happier I am in general. I am probably the happiest I've been in years and years, and that is definitely saying something because within like the last 5 to 6 years I have been through some shitty things. So that is definitely saying something for the fact I am actually really happy, and I think that's just purely down to being on a course that I actually want to be in and to want to go into in the future. Journalism, like print journalism especially, is something that I'm really interested in going into as an actual industry in the future, and I didn't have that before. There was nothing that like I thought I would go into in media production, so it kind of just made it really hard for me to be able to enjoy it because I knew I wasn't going to go into it in the future, if that makes sense. So doing something that I want to go into is kind of motivated me more and just made me so much happier, and like doing things, doing modules that I actually really like and like doing, and that like I'm okay at. You know, this year I haven't really cared too much about my grades as long as I pass. I've kind of just like given myself this year to learn because obviously, you know, everyone else has had the year previously, so I kind of just like given myself this year to learn, and obviously I'm going to focus on grades more next year. I haven't done too badly this year, but you know, as I said, as long as I pass everything, that's fine. I just, as I said, I wanted to focus on just learning, and obviously, you know, I had never done journalism before, so there was a lot of things for me to learn about, and I feel like I definitely have. I've come away from this year feeling like I've learned so much. So yeah, I love the course in general. I think it's very well organised compared to my old course. It is very well organised, and I've enjoyed all the modules we've been doing, and yeah, and obviously as well the opportunity for me to do work experience, because I didn't have that on my old course. We had no, obviously you could do work experience whenever you wanted to, but we have an actual module on our course where we had to do 10 days of work experience, which I think is really great because it does actually make you do work experience, which is amazing in life. To be able to do work experience is like the best way of learning, I personally think. So as you probably would have known, I did work experience at the times, and I think honestly I am such a different person to who I was this time last year, and I know that sounds really dramatic. That sounds actually very dramatic. But I honestly think I am. Like, I'm so much more confident in myself. I think because I'm around so much more positivity and around things that I want to do, it's kind of like it has obviously made me happier in general, but it has, I think, upped my confidence in myself, because as I said, I know I wasn't good at my old course, I know that. So then to kind of doing things that actually I'm okay at is like, oh, actually I can do this. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's giving me confidence in myself to be like, yeah, actually I've got this. Do you know what I mean? Especially when I went on work experience, I felt like I could potentially work there in the future. Like, that's how I felt, and I was like, it's a really nice feeling to feel like that. Do you know what I mean? And I hadn't had that in a very long time. I'd kind of lost all sense of confidence in myself. Like, in every aspect of my life, my confidence just went like that. Like early last year. I would say sort of last summer is when I gained a lot more confidence, when I started a few new jobs and stuff. But yeah, what I would like to say, without getting emotional or soppy or anything, is just a massive thank you to the people on my journalism course. When I started my journalism course, I was extremely nervous, and I mean like very, very nervous, because of the people who I'd previously been around on my old course. I didn't want a repeat of it. I thought, I don't want to be around this anymore. I wanted to be around positive people, and I know you obviously can't help who is on your course, but I was just praying. I was like, please, please be nice people. And obviously I was nervous because everyone knew each other, and I didn't want to be that like new girl. And everyone was so welcoming, like so welcoming, and made me feel part of the course instantly. And obviously I think my flatmate's hoovering, so I very much apologise for that banging noise. I'm just going to carry on and hope that he finishes soon, because that's very annoying. Anyway, yeah, so I instantly felt part of that journalism course, and obviously, you know, it takes a while for you to get to know people, and I feel like over the year I definitely have got to know people, and it's been so lovely. I actually can't tell you, I don't think you'll know how much it means to me to have you lot. It's just, from being in, I promise myself I will not get emotional, Jesus Christ, right, pull yourself together there. From being in a bad place, I was just so hopeful of meeting some really great people, and that's definitely what I've done. I have met some really great people, and I really hope I obviously keep in contact with you all forever, because I want to. And yeah, I'm just so thankful, and I don't know oh god I don't know how else I can say this. I just really don't think you'll know how much it means to me to have felt that way, to have felt so welcomed and so loved. That sounds so cheesy, I know, and I'm sorry, but I just felt like I had to say that, because I am so grateful, so grateful, and I love you all. So if any of you are watching this, I highly doubt it, but if you are, thank you so much, and I can't wait to spend another year with you lot. It's gonna be great. Yeah, so overall, for me personally, it was definitely worth taking the risk. It's scary, I know it's scary, I have been there, it's scary, I know that. But in all aspects of life you have to take risks sometimes, and for me it's changed me as a person, and for the better I hope. And yeah, I'm really happy, and I'm not making this video to be like, oh look how happy I am now, I've changed courses, blah blah. That's not why I'm making this video. I am purely making this video just to be a follow-up from last year, and to say that if I can do it, anyone can do it. If you're scared about making a big change in your life, just go for it, because I mean, literally the saying YOLO is actually a thing. You only live once. It is your life. You do with your life what you want to do with your life, because at the end of the day, you're living it for you and nobody else. So go for it. Do it. Do that one thing that you want to do for ages. Just do it. Why not? What have you got to lose? That's my bit of wisdom for today. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have any questions, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. My email's always in the description box as well if you want to email me or tweet me, whatever. Instagram message me, whatever. Yeah, I hope you have enjoyed, and I know this has just been me rambling on about how much happier I am, but I wanted to share it because I feel like I share a lot of my life online. There are obviously a lot of things that I haven't shared online, but a lot of my life is online, and through these 5 years a lot's happened in my life, and I feel like I have shared a lot of that online, so I want to share this to also look back on, if that makes sense. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed if you sit through all this. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. There'll be a lot of new content coming soon, so please look out for that. If you're not subscribed, then please click that subscribe button below and click the notification bell, because God knows what's happening with YouTube at the moment. I don't know whether people are getting my videos in their subscription box. I don't know. I don't always get all of the people's videos who I'm subscribed to in my subscription box, so make sure you click the little bell to get notified of when I upload, if you want to know when I upload. That is, I hope you do. And I think that's it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I love you all lots, and I'll see you all in my next video. That's love. Bye. Mwah.